I did a story on Connie and Teresa's shelter years ago. I'm not even sure I remember the date, though Connie always did. But I and my producer Don Mosley went to St. Martin de Porres when it was in that little drugstore that they had just begun. Connie and Teresa were sleeping in the kitchen on cots. Women whom they'd begun to house were chopping down the wall with hammers, knocking out bricks and mortar to make more room for the women and the kids. And I remember Therese at the time saying to me, Therese didn't want to be interviewed at all for our story. Let Connie talk, she said, but finally we persuaded her. And Therese said the hardest thing she had to do was to turn someone away because they didn't have room. And you could see it in her face, how hard that is.
"25 years to 26 years ago, my Mother General had suggested that I broaden my horizons. A friend of our community, Connie Driscoll, came through, and she too was in a search she was working with the Indians in Colorado, and she was searching for something, but she didn't know what she was looking for either. It was my brother who gave us this article from the Tribune showing a very stark picture of some of the homeless in Chicago. May of 1983 is when we actually opened the doors to the shelter. And when we did, we didn't have very much, believe me. In fact, we didn't even have electricity. We weren't aware of that until we got in there, that there was a problem, but we still went in anyhow. And then in the evening, we just had the street lights, to get us through. We didn't know a whole lot about people living in shelters, and so they were able to put a lot over on us at first. But then when we became wise to how to handle these problems, a lot of things changed. We discovered that a lot of the problem that caused the homelessness was drugs or alcohol.